Thomas with Houston Paint Protection, here to talk about the products that we recommend for taking care of your ceramic coated or paint protection filmed car. These are products that are readily available on Amazon or most retailers. It's stuff that works really well, it's cheap and effective, easy to get, and so I'm just going to walk you guys through what we recommend to our customers after they pick up their vehicles that have been serviced. We get asked these questions all the time, so this video is just a way to bridge that gap for you and show you guys what we're looking for. Let's start with the car wash soaps. The thing about washing a ceramic coated vehicle or a vehicle with PPF on it, you don't really need anything special. We've already done all of the heavy lifting, so what you're looking for is a product that will help you clean the vehicle, rinse off nice and clean with no leftover residues, conditioners, surfactants, or whatever, and then you can just dry it from there, because ideally you've already got the protection that you need. So you don't want to look for anything that's wash and wax, wash and seal, ceramic wash, this, that, and the other. Forego all of that stuff and get a basic soap. One of my favorites is going to be this one right here in the middle. This is Meguiar's Deep Crystal Car Wash. It's like one of the cheapest soaps on the market. It works fantastic, rinses off clean, gives you everything you need and nothing you don't. The next one is going to be Chemical Guys. A lot of people hate on this company, but their soaps are just fine. The Chemical Guys Honeydew Snow Foam is very popular. Any of their soaps that are in this lower tier are going to be great. So Honeydew Snow Foam, the Watermelon Snow Foam, Mr. Pink, anything that's in that like $20 to $30 a gallon range is usually just a soap and nothing else. So it doesn't have any other additives that you don't need. Highly recommend. Another great one that's really popular online is going to be Adams. So Adams car shampoo, look for the blue liquid. That's their normal car shampoo. Same thing, cleans the car really well, rinses off clean, everything you need, nothing you don't. And you can buy this. They also have a Adams snow foam. So if you're using a pressure washer and a foam lance and you like those thick suds, that's another great variant of this soap that can do a great job for you. And again, you know, it doesn't have to be one of these three products. Literally any normal car wash soap will work just fine. We're very lucky these days that the consumer market for these products has really caught up. So most of what you're going to get online or at a retailer is going to do very well for you. Moving on from the soaps, car wash mitts. This is not complicated, don't overcomplicate it. There's two main types. You have this kind that has these little noodle fingers, and then you have this kind that's a little bit denser and it's got kind of this hairy finish on it. I personally like the hairy finish one because when it gets wet and loaded down with water, it's easy to slide it into all the contours and deep crevices and things like that. We personally don't use them in the shop primarily because if any of the little fibers fall off, they can end up in one of our paint protection film installs, which we don't want. So even though this is my preference, what we use here in the shop is actually these little noodle finger style. Either one will serve you well. You know, buy a 2 or 3, 5-pack, whatever you would like. They're cheap, available everywhere. When it comes to drying towels, most drying towels are going to do just fine. In this case, though, I do have a preference myself. I like these Autofiber. Again, Autofiber is a brand. And then the product is called the Dreadnought. This is an XL, so this is going to be the extra large version. This one is 20 inches by 40 inches, so it's quite large. One of these will do any standard sedan, mid-size SUV. If you have something a little bit larger, like an Escalade ESV, you know, long wheelbase, full-size SUV, you might want to pick up 2 just for convenience. But the Autofiber towel is my favorite. But again, you can choose any quality microfiber drying towel, waffle weave, twisted loop, whatever they want to call it, it's usually going to do a good job. I would just stay away from any of the synthetic chamois or anything like that that could get a lot of stuff trapped into it over time that you drag over the surface of the car and it causes marring, swirls, things of that nature. We also have microfiber towels here. Microfiber towels used for the interior or exterior of your car. If you want to do a quick wipe down with a ceramic detail spray, clean up the interior with an interior cleaner, wipe a screen down, whatever, you know, you're going to want some decent quality microfiber towels here in the shop. And the ones I recommend are these right here. They are fairly cheap compared to what you get. I buy them at Costco, so it's the Kirkland brand of microfiber towels. They work really well on the exterior and interior. You will see a lot of people online complaining about the fact that they have edges, they're not good for paint, blah, blah, blah. All of that is nonsense. I've been using these things for years. They work great. They work just fine on black paints as well, so don't listen to any of the noise. Now, with that being said, if you're not necessarily hunting for a bargain and you want a really, really high quality towel, there are tons of brands out there that can satisfy that need. Autofiber, the rag company, any of those companies out there will have a higher pile microfiber towels that you can use, different weaves, edgeless. There's all different types of towels out there that you can buy, glass specific towels. I don't think any of that is really necessary. We've been getting by for years with Autofiber drying towels and Kirkland microfiber towels. For me, I would suggest that you do the same. Last up is going to be the ceramic detail spray. We actually use CarPro Echo. So this is a concentrate. So this is something that you would take about 1 ounce of product, dilute it into a gallon of water, and shake it up, and then that's gonna make your ceramic detail spray. It was actually originally intended as a waterless wash product, so you could just wipe the car down when it was not very dirty and leave some protection behind. It just so happens that it doubles as a ceramic detail spray, and it's very effective and very cheap. So this is a product that we recommend. We actually provide this to you if you have a service done here. We mix up a bottle for you and a little sample spray bottle and hand it out with a Kirkland towel. And we give that to everybody for quick wipe downs if you need to wipe off bugs or bird droppings, or if you've just washed your car and you want to boost the ceramic protection on the exterior, keep the wheels going, all of that kind of stuff. We provide these to our customers. So, these aren't products that we're just jumping on camera and saying, hey, go buy this. We've actually used them. We've used almost everything on the market. These work great and they're readily available, not too expensive. So if you're looking to maintain your vehicle yourself after you've had services done here, don't overthink it. Certainly, you can go online and buy as cheap or as expensive products as you would like, but we found that this stuff is easy to get and it works really well. So if you've had a coating or paint protection film package or a combination done here, we will always tell you when it comes to maintenance, we usually look for washing the vehicle somewhat frequently, so once every 2 to 3 weeks. If you like to do it more frequently than that, if you like to wash your vehicle every week, that's totally fine. If you want to stretch it out to once every month, no big deal. But when it comes to those two products and long-term ownership, especially if this is a normal use vehicle that's actually getting dirty, in my opinion, frequency of cleaning takes precedent over the specific products that you're choosing to use. So the cleaner you keep your vehicle, the longer it will stay looking nice, the stronger the coating will be, the cleaner the paint protection film will present itself over time. So a nice regimented wash sequence will keep your vehicle looking nice for a longer period of time, keep the products going strong, and that'll pay dividends when you're 5, 6, 7 years in and everything still looks nice and fresh like it was done on the first day. Again, wash once every 2 to 3 weeks. If you want to stretch it out to a month, no big deal. If you like to do it more frequently than that, again, no big deal if you're a once a week type person. And don't overthink it. Any standard car wash soap, mitts, and drying towels. I like to wash the vehicles using what I call the multi-mitt method. So instead of using one wash mitt and 2 buckets and getting the soap, washing, cleaning off the mitt and repeating, I'll get 5 or 6 wash mitts. They're cheap enough for a whole car. That way I'm using a different side of the mitt and a different mitt for each section of the car. That'll reduce the chances of pushing a lot of dirt around, causing marring, swirls, scratches, things like that. And it actually speeds up your wash process if you have a much larger vehicle. Sounds silly, but over time you'll realize how much time it saves you. Once you get done with your rinsing, again, just dry it off really quickly and you're done. If you have a coated vehicle, the PPF, or if you just want to top up the rest of the paint, that's where the ceramic detail spray steps in. I recommend using it roughly once every couple of months. Again, if you've got the coating or the top coated film, it already has some protection built in. You're really just putting the icing back on the cake. This is something that's just a topper. The resin from these coatings will last a very long time on their own, but we're using this just to keep it nice and slick in day one. So if you want to do it once every couple months, that's a perfectly fine sequence, to run throughout the year. Some people use it every time they wash the car. Some people never use it at all. It's really up to you, but I like to see at least once every couple months. Outside of that, washing and drying the car should be super straightforward. If you've had this stuff applied here at Houston Paint Protection, it should be making your life easier and not more difficult. And again, this is mostly for people who are maintaining their own vehicle. If you're the type of person to take it to a hand car wash or call out a professional detailer to take care of all of this stuff, most of it won't be relevant to you other than using the ceramic detail spray to take off bird droppings or, a lot of bug buildup on the front end of the car, or boosting the coating, somewhat frequently over time. 2 more quick tips for you guys. The first one is we are in a region of Texas that has very hard water. What that means is in our water we have a lot of minerals and things that will dry on the paint and cause water spots. So if you're going to wash your car yourself, I do recommend you do it in the morning or in the evening, out of direct sunlight, when the surface of your vehicle is cool to the touch. What you don't want to do is, be out in the middle of a summer day washing your car in the driveway while the sun is beating down overhead, because what's going to happen is the surface of the vehicle is so hot that the water dries immediately, you get water spots everywhere, and then you have a much different challenge to take on. So always be cognizant of the type of water that we have in our region, cool to the touch, out of direct sunlight, typically in the morning or in the evening, unless you have a covered area to do it, in which case it doesn't really matter that much. Now, a workaround for this, and a lot of people have this, is they'll have filters on their water supply, so when they are washing the car, a lot of those minerals are taken out or the water is softened, so they're not fighting as much of an uphill battle against that hard water. And second tip is for a lot of the guys who have sports cars and really busy wheels, you have a lot of spokes, complex design, in combination with the fact that your car throws a lot of brake dust, or if you have matte finish wheels and they're always getting buildup, I do recommend that you use the ceramic detail spray when you dry your wheels. So every time you wash and dry the car, when you're drying your wheels, just take that ceramic detail spray, mist it over the wheel and dry it. That way you're constantly boosting that coating and keeping the surface slick, easy to clean. Don't let that stuff slide, because if the buildup gets too heavy, then cleaning your wheels becomes quite a headache. If you've had your vehicle serviced with us and you have any questions about products, maintenance, anything like that, please reach out to us anytime and we'll be happy to help you out with additional information.